Hey everyone, it's me, Rob, and
Trey.
Trey. So we're here to share with you this morning something that's been on our heart, been on my heart, and Trey was a big part. As you know, me and Trey look a lot alike.
Yeah, the
And
hair is so we have the same exact hair. Like everything is so detailed. Same exact eyes. It's
so, yeah, we have a lot of detail. So, Trey and I, many of you know that Trey and I met on the boardwalk in Asbury Park, New Jersey, which is on the Jersey Shore. So it's right by the beach and all that. Met Trey's father and his Trey's father's girlfriend and their baby, and Trey's on just by handing out water one night and then talking to his dad. Yep, and we had a lot of good times.
I remember
And
that one time when you used to dress up as the Ninja Turtle, and I used to get so excited.
yeah, I actually dressed up as a Ninja Turtle and a Minion,
Yeah,
and we met a lot of kids, and we would do this on the boardwalk. And you know what? We never really had a plan. It was just that God told us to go down there.
yeah.
And then a lot of times when I was doing that, Trey was playing.
On the with other kids, just having fun.
Yeah, on the playground. There was a playground there.
Yeah.
We were on the boardwalk, and we would hand out water and make balloon animals and
Hand out bubble wands.
right bubble wands. Right, we would buy a whole bunch of bubble wands, and the kids would be doing bubbles all over. And the parents and people, we met people from all over the world. I remember meeting people from France, from Africa. It was just really cool. But this town was very near and dear to my heart for a long time because my wife's father, my father-in-law, had his pet shop in this town in Asbury Park way back in 1948, which is a very, very long time ago. And then as I got old in my teenage years and stuff, I used to do a lot of hanging out there, and there was rides, and when my daughter was little, we'd go on the rides there. But it was a great place. But the sad part about this town is that there's quite a bit of poverty in this town, and in fact, you lived in several of the motels.
Yeah, one of them was like very, very close to the beach. I could walk there, which I did sometimes. Um, I had some memories there.
Yeah, so and some of the places that Trey was at were not really nice places. Um, it's kind of crazy because some of the buildings there have condos and stuff that are worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars, but then on the other side of town, there's just people who are really struggling and struggling in life, and it's a very sad, all in the same town. But we loved everybody because all types of people would walk down the boardwalk. It was just a great place to be. But one of the places that we would go to is the Jersey Shore Men's Rescue Mission, and this was about 6 blocks away from the ocean. And we would go there every second Friday of the month, as our church, Boardwalk Vineyard, would do, and had a lot of great times there. Not the most pleasant place to walk in.
No.
It's very for kids. If you don't understand, rescue mission is a place where and this
Homeless
was
people go
yeah
for help and a place to live if they don't have enough money to live somewhere or yeah.
yeah. So they actually didn't stay there all day. They were allowed in about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they would have a meal, and they would also have dinner, and then they'd clean themselves up a little bit. They would have some showers, and then us and other churches would come in at 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock and do a service with worship and things like that. And then after 8 o'clock, we would hang out with them, and we would go, and then they'd go to bed, and they'd have to leave like 6 o'clock in the morning, but then they could come back again at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it was just sad sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
But we met so many cool guys, and guys that were just normal guys. They just were had fallen on hard times. I was one of those guys. I was never a homeless guy, but I fell on hard times, and I didn't do a lot of good things in my earlier years of my adulthood, which I did drugs for a very long time, and God protected me and took me out of that. with that history of doing drugs, I had a lot of hope to share with these guys, to show them like, hey, I've been there, and that maybe you guys can get out of it too. And it was only by the mercy and grace of God, And Trey, living in that area, really didn't have a good start in life, but that not good start ended up good. That's how he ended up in our life. So we're blessed.
So God really turned something that was really bad into something really good. It's kind of how like you take a piece of coal and then you put it under extreme pressure and it becomes a diamond.
That's perfect. So, right. And you press it and it becomes a diamond. So it's just amazing. So we wanted to always give these guys hope when we went there. We didn't want to just go in and sing some songs, rah, 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 we love you, and walk out and go back to our beautiful homes that God had provided for us. We really wanted to be a part of their lives. So we really wanted to get to know them. Some of the guys were open to that, and some of them were not. Some were just out of it. We actually do you remember hearing people snore as we were doing service?
Yeah.
Like, not just a little bit, but really loud. So we'd be doing worship, and we'd be delivering a message of what we believe God put on our heart, our hope, right? And we believe God put on our heart. And sometimes people would be like, for whatever reason. I used to take, when Trey always went there. So when he first started coming, Trey came into our life when he had just turned 7 years old. So when we started going there, how was that?
It was a little weird at first. I was kind of nervous, and I don't mean anything bad about homeless people, but like I thought they were like weird people who had problems, and I'm just speaking the truth. But now that I think about it, when I'm older, I really feel bad for them, and I want to, like, when I'm older, I want to help them. Like, okay, so I want to become
someone that gives hope to them? Or?
Yeah, like that. Like sort of like a missionary, but in local areas.
You know what it is? It all comes down to your heart, and you want to serve them. You want to be a part, and you hope that what you can give them is something that they can take for the rest of their life. That not only changes their life, but changes future generations. And that's what we were trying to do. Sometimes we did it well, sometimes we didn't. Do you remember when we did the hula hoop contest?
Yes, I remember we were standing up on the stage, and a few guys came up and tried it. It was fun.
We actually did
won.
Yeah, right. He won because we did a competition. And I said, "Who wants to go up against Trezon?" And people looked at me like I was crazy. But a couple of guys said, "Hey, I'll do that. I can beat him." Of course, they didn't beat him, but we tried to have fun. We tried to deliver a Jesus message that there's nothing in the world that you can't do if you accept Jesus in your heart and say, "Yeah, I want this new life." Sometimes we'd gather some money, and what would we do with that money?
We would buy some McDonald's gift cards and just hand them out.
Yeah, we would give them $5 gift cards, and I know that doesn't sound like much, but up in New Jersey in the winter, it would get cold. It would get 20 degrees or 10 degrees at night, and we thought that sometimes if they weren't allowed in the men's mission for their behavior, or just they overwhelmed their stay, at least they could go into Burger King or McDonald's and get a cup of coffee and some French fries and a burger, and those establishments couldn't kick them out because they were actually paying customers. So we would just give them a little $5 gift, and it would give them food in their belly too. So that it was multiple fold. We also we wanted to give them hope, So we do worship. We do a few songs. We didn't have the best voices, but they would sing, and some of them would stand there and stare. Others would just really be into it. But I think the one thing that really was really cool with me was seeing when Trey would go, and I know it was like he was saying before how it was scary for him, and he doesn't mean that offensive to anybody, but it was scary for a little kid